to be here from Sharon Mennonite Bible Institute, sharing God's Word in song. There are many ways to share God's Word, and we enjoy singing. And I always think that when we share God's Word in song, coupled with that other language, the element of music that God also created, I think it speaks powerfully. And it's using those two languages together that make songs come alive, that make God's Word come alive just a little bit more than it might be if you just read it. Tonight, the program is about God's Word and what that is in a Christian's life, and whether or not we're willing to hear God and His Word, different ways God speaks to us, one of them being His Word, and whether or not we are willing to silence ourselves, silence our thoughts, silence our busy days, silence the things that we hold so important in order to hear God speak to us. Are we willing to just sometimes sit in silence, take time for God, and let Him speak to us through His Word, through what others might be saying to us? Our prayer is that these songs would come alive to you. They have come alive to us. They are, in many ways, our prayers. As we've learned these songs, they have become very much a part of our lives and a part of who we are. And I can honestly say, with this amazing group of young people, they are living out these songs in their daily lives. There have been struggles, but they are singing from the heart because these songs have spoken to them. And our prayer is, as a group and as a choir, that these songs would speak to you as well. The next song we sing is entitled The Word Was God, taken from John 1:1-3. And I think these three verses, the Bible hinges on these three verses and the importance of God's Word in a Christian's life, and how in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and how everything that we see today came about through God's Word, and how the Word actually was God. I think we as Christians sometimes, I know I do too often, diminish the power that God has in His Word. And I so often don't use the sword of the Lord, which is God's Word, to attack Satan's kingdom. Satan knows that if he can get us too busy to read God's Word, read the important things, listen to God, that He has us, we can do all kinds of things to, so to speak, further God's kingdom. But if we are not digging in the Word, if we're not if our foundation isn't in God, if He isn't our rock, God's Word isn't our rock, we will fall. And so we just want to challenge you with these songs, that you would leave inspired, that you would want to go from here and keep living God's Word, digging into His Word daily, and seeing what God has for you through that.